Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is GWN, and I am Knock, your host. We have just wrapped up the first Forum Elite pushing event, where a whole bunch of us got together and just started pushing trophies on the builder base. And as you can see, I've already started the replays because I have like 15 minutes of replays on just Minion Drops. I got to tell you, you guys know, I really like the Minion Drops attack strategy. I can't lie. I've always liked it ever since I picked it up at the beginning of Builder Hall 7. It's my go-to strategy on all of my games, and I use it constantly. But there's so many people who say, oh no, you can't use that at the higher levels, or it just doesn't work that great, or you never see 3 stars out of it. I'm here to tell you, folks, it's just not true. It's just not true. And here we have 15 minutes of replays of people other than me. Well, I think I might have 1 or 2 in there, but basically other than me, that are using it and pulling out 3-star wins. Most of them are what I'm going to call the standard minion drops of 2 camps of dropships and 3 camps of beta minions. But there may be 1 or 2 of them in here that are running 3 camps of dropships. I don't know. However, as you can see from the replays, every one of these is a 3-star 100% win. Lots of people using it. And we had a really nice opportunity to sit during this Forum Elite pushing event and just talk. A whole bunch of it just sat around talking in the clan chat. Different people posting their replays, whether they were 3-star or not. We had lots of them that weren't because, of course, as everybody knows, most of the time you don't get a 3-star. I think my games were all hovering around 4,500 to 5,000 for my flagship game. And I maybe get 1 in 5, sometimes a couple more. So, I mean, I'd still pull some decent 3-stars, especially when I'm lower in the trophy rankings. But even still, most of the time you're pulling 55, 60, 65, 70, 74, things like that as the percentages that, you get out of the wins. But lots of us sitting talking about this one, and it seems to be the favorite attack strategy for when your battle machine is down. And I can see why. I mean, prime example is this replay we're watching right here. Brew pulls 77% out before he ever drops his battle machine. So, I mean, it's a super powerful strategy. And heaven help if the other player has some kind of an air defense down, especially if it's the air bombs or the roaster. Oh my. I mean, you just scream through the base. You just totally rip through it. And the standard attack strategy, it goes pretty much the same on most everybody. Some people like to start off by dropping the line of minions and then dropping the line of dropships. Others will drop some of their dropships first, then the minions, then backfill the dropships as they come in. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody who just spams the attack, but don't expect to get a very high percentage if you spam it. Most bases at Builder Hall 7, when you spam this attack, you're not going to get very far. And that's just because the defenses are too strong. Over the course of the last month or so, a lot of players have caught up on their defenses. So whereas it was a matter of, I don't know, we'll call level 4, level 5 defenses typically that you were dealing with when you would run this at a lower BH7, say 4,000, 3,500 to 4,500 trophies, but we'll say around 4,000 average trophies. Now, most of the people that are above 4,000 have level 7 key defenses, which would be things like the roaster, the air bombs, what else? Well, I mean, I guess the firecrackers. Those would be the key defenses that affect this strategy. For the ground attackers, they have things that have been maxed out, like their multi-mortar. A lot of people have maxed out crushers. So, I mean, you're seeing more level 7 defenses now, and that changes the dynamics of your attacks. You may think you can do it the same way you did a month or so ago, but the reality is no, you can't. Because if you do, you're not going to get very far. And that's what I found with all my games. It's one of the reasons I play 9 games on the builder base. And it's one of the reasons that I tend to keep them all below 5,000. And I play each one just a little bit differently. So I think my lowest one is around 3,200 right now. It's actually one of the kids' games that I play. But the other ones, they all tend to be above 4,000. And I'll have different levels of troops. I'll have different levels of defenses. One of them, I think it's the Phoenix Abyss game, still has some level 4 defenses on it. Obviously, it's not the key defenses. I already maxed all those. But it'd be like the archer towers or maybe the cannons, things like that, that are still level 4 or level 5. Matter of fact, I was looking at it earlier. I think I've got level 5 for both of the crushers and for the hidden Teslas. I think that's what it was. So, I mean, I keep this this mix of defensive levels and a mix of troop levels, a mix of battle machine levels, so that I can really dig in and see how all these different levels interplay with the defenses. What can we get away with and for how long? And it's starting to reach a point over the last week or so that a level 5 battle machine at Builder Hall 7 is no longer adequate. Now, previously, your level 5 battle machine would do just fine. You could go in and, bring him at the end of the attack, at the end of a Minion Drops attack. He could take just about anything down. If you were doing a Bombarian, you could send him in. He would be able to take out the Crusher. No problem, right? But now that more people have gotten things upgraded to level 7 on their key defenses, he's just not as good as he used to be. If you don't get rid of the giant cannon, he gets wiped out almost right away. If you're going after, say, one of the Crushers, I'm sorry, forget about it. He won't last because these level 7 Crushers just take down a level 5 battle machine. He doesn't have enough juice to get through it. What I'm finding is becoming the minimum battle machine level is really a level 10. On air attacks, level 10 dropships are still doing fine. On the beta minions, you really need to be at level 13 or 14. The lower level ones can do okay, but they're not nearly as strong as they were at the beginning. And again, this is, like I said, because so many defenses are level 7. But they, yeah, I'm going to say really you need no lower than level 12 on the beta minions for them to be very effective. But preferably level 13 or 14. Level 14 gets you the extra long shot. You have 4 long shots up until that point, and then you get your 5th one. And if you think about it, let's say you're running, say, 40 beta minions. That's 200 more shots you can get from outside the range of any of the defenses. That's actually a lot. 200 versus 40 more, which would be 240, I'm sorry. That extra 40 makes a big difference in taking things down. So it's worth considering the upgrade to level 14. My standard upgrade path, I upgrade beta minions first, all the way to level 14. Then I go back and hit the drop ships, and then I hit the barbarians and the bomber and the cannon car. Those are kind of my standards. And heading into Builder Hall 8, I expect the ground attacks to become much stronger. I'm figuring probably going to be using raged barbarians, 3 camps of them, and then maybe 2 camps of cannon carts. I use the bombers sometimes, but it's turned out that most of these base designs, you can find a spot that you can just unleash a few raged barbarians, and they'll break a hole in the wall. A lot of them, I'll put raged barbarians on 2 different sides of the base, let them do their thing, and then bring in the cannon carts on either side of it. Will we be able to use Minion Drops at Builder Hall 8? Man, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. If we get the additional air defenses that are originally advertised, the stuff that was mined out of the code months and months and months ago, it's going to be tough to do air attacks. It's going to be really, really tough. Even at level 16, with the beta minions and the dropships, it's not going to be easy. I think a lot of it's going to switch back to ground attacks, whereas right now, really the strongest attack at Builder Hall 7 is without a doubt Minion Drops. It's not the most consistent attack, mind you, but it is the strongest of all the attacks. Nothing is stronger. I mean, think about it. Can you typically use a Raged Barbarian base attack without your battle machine? If your battle machine is down, would you be able to get away with it? Most of the time, no. Not at Builder Hall 7 above 4,500. Probably not even above 4,000. But with Minion Drops, you can. And the reason for that is just the raw strength of the attack. It really is that strong of an attack. And again, I'm talking level 14. Most of the time, and you'll see it in some of these videos, you hold back the battle machine and you'll get a solid 60% or better just off of the beta minions and dropships. You can easily get more than that. It just kind of depends on your timing with the dropships. Like in this one, for example, I was a little late dropping that last dropship in there. Still got in and did pretty good damage. I mean, what are we up to? 74%? I think we can get a little bit more. Yeah, we're going to break 80% here before we even get the battle machine in, I think. No, that's going to be 79%. Yeah, so, I mean, if you think about it, that's usually enough to win a match. You don't have to 3-star. You can't say the same with most of your Rage Barbarian attacks. Whether it's a Jybok or a Bark or, I don't care what it is. Barch even, you're not going to typically see those high percentages without your battle machine. So the Forum Elite Builder Base Edition that we ran, like I said, we just wrapped it up. Ended up globally, and I think it was 57th place. So that's pretty good. And then internationally, we finished at number 2, right behind Full Night Attack. And I think that's pretty doggone good, especially for our first run on the Forum event and bringing so many people together. The Forum Goat Herd clan is going to continue to stay together. Several of us have kept our alternates over there. A lot of people went back to their home clan, which is good. I mean, you want to get back to your home clan, especially with this upcoming clan games that's going to run a week long. But a lot of people did stick around, and I think we're going to have around 15 or 20 people to start. Some others coming in from elsewhere. It's a nice clan. It seems like a pretty good group of people, at least it has been so far. It's a level 11 clan working on level 12, going to be warring a bit. So, I mean, if you're interested in joining the clan, catch Hatch on the forums, Hatchelhoff, if you will, and just let him know, or apply to the clan and see if you get joined. I think you're going to see that clan grow and become a stronger clan. Some lower level players. A lot of people pull their alts over there right now, like I said, but it's just a matter of time. I went ahead and put 2 of mine over there. A near max Town Hall 9, just working on the walls and the heroes, and another one that's half to 3/4 of the way through Town Hall 8. Neither one of them are my powerhouse games, of course. I keep those on Divergent Void, which, by the way, Divergent Void continues to recruit both on Clash of Clans as well as on Boom Beach. If you're interested, see down below in the description. I'll have the information for how to join. But between the 2 clans, I think it's a great place for a lot of people to go. Kind of laid back on Divergent Void. Pretty easy going. Just ask the people if you participate in a war. Always opt in or opt out, but if you're participating in a war, make sure you do both your attacks and you get them in relatively early. Don't wait until the last minute, because the higher level players are going to typically run clean up and just pick up a couple of stars here and there to try to solidify a lead or take the lead or whatnot. A lot of times, I think people that are new to clan wars don't really, I don't want to say don't really think about the etiquette, but I guess it kind of comes down to it. There's this whole etiquette around how to play as a part of a clan and be within a clan war. And it's something I'm going to do a video on a little bit later, but one of the key things is to make sure that you're not giving people in donations troops that they don't ask for. If you have lower level troops, don't even bother. Let the Town Hall 11s do it. Unless, of course, it's a level of clan that can bump up the level of the troops. Always execute your attacks, both of them, and try to knock them out early. Every clan will have its own way of doing it. Like some will say, oh yeah, attack your mirror first and then do a cleanup, or do a scouting attack if you're lower or whatever. Just wait for the leader. They'll tell you how to do it. But just make sure that you're playing the game and you're doing it the right way, that everybody can have fun and enjoy it. I think this is our last replay of the ones that I have in here. And like I said, 15 minutes of nothing but minion drops. My favorite attack. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If anybody has any questions about how to do this attack strategy, how to run it by now, let me know. I've done lots of videos on it. I've talked lots and lots about it, lots of replays. I think it's a really strong attack. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'll be back with more later on this week. Questions and comments down below. If you're new to the channel, please do hit subscribe and help us build it. And if you're a returning visitor, hey, welcome back. On that note, I am out of here. Y'all take care and keep on clashing. Bye-bye.